Hi friend, welcome back to the craft table at Sunny Mile Studio. Today I thought we could try a technique called glazing. Glazing is a technique of applying a thin layer of watercolor over the dried paint layer to create depth. It kind of gives it a little bit of a sparkle or a luminescence. And it does take quite a bit of patience because you have to wait for the layers to dry in between adding more. So I've done some that are already finished, and I thought we could also add some doodles on them and make them into doodly flowers. But I also have a few up here to show you how to layer the paint. And I've added the first layer, and you want to get a really watery consistency, really transparent. A lot of times I paint like really kind of thick with my paints, but this you want to add a lot of water, and you want to work with colors that are similar on the color wheel together. They work better that way. So here I have a really light orange, and I'm going to add a light pink on top of it. Need a little bit more color so you can see it. There, I'm just going over it, and now I'll need to let that dry. Got a little too much water in there, so try to soak it up with my brush. And then here I have a really light purple. I think I'll go over it with kind of a light cranberry color. And then we'll let that one dry. And here I have the cranberry, and I'll try to go over it with the light orange. And you can see already how it kind of makes a little bit of a shadowy, sparkly kind of look. So I gotta let those dry. And I thought, well, those were drying, we could do the doodles. This is one I've already started. And I just went around in pencil and made the petals. And then I took my Pigma Micron pen, and then I just put these lines inside of the pencil. And you can go back after it's dried and erase your pencil marks. I'll let that one dry a little bit more so don't smudge it. There's so many different doodles you could do. I'm gonna try maybe something like curly Q. Maybe add some dots in the middle. This one, let's see, that one's wet. This one, maybe I'll try the same kind of petal, but I'll make a different design inside of it. These are still drying. You can see what I mean about patience. Sometimes when I'm doing glazing, I'll paint a layer and then go work on something else and come back to it instead of watching the paint dry. You can just let your mind wander with these doodles, whatever comes to mind. I think I'll do something like cactusy on this one. Kind of looks like those little pokers on a cactus, doesn't it? And let's see, what else could I do? Maybe some dots. Well, I feel like I want a thicker pen for this. Let me see what I have. Maybe I'll even use my glaze pen. I did a short on these recently. Have you seen these glaze pens? They're Sakura glaze pens, and they have a bit of gloss to them. Let me show you. I get outside the camera, I'm sorry. I get so busy drawing and painting, I don't look where I'm going. See how that has a bit of sheen to it? Try to catch it in the light, but it's definitely got a glossiness to it. And these you really have to let dry. They take about 15 minutes or so to dry. Sneak one more in there. And let's see what else. Maybe I'll add some like little U's, little curves to this one. Let's check our dots. How are they coming? They're still a little damp. Maybe by the time I finish this one, I'll be ready. I like exploring little things like this, and then sometimes I end up using bits and pieces and cards and different designs. Let's see, the dots are about ready for their next layer. So I think I'm gonna go in, maybe I'll try a purple on, light purple on that one. And maybe I'll do the light orange on this. Oops. And then the pink, I'll do the pink on this one. Oops, I've got too much pigment, so I dab it off. I'm still learning this technique too. There, it's supposed to look more like layers upon layers. And let's see, we'll go back with those dry. Maybe I'll give them one more layer of paint. We'll go back and doodle a few more. This one I want to try, let's see, maybe my Sharpie pen would work. Something a little bit thicker. I want to try to give him some petals that are different, weighted, like making it thicker. I'd love to hear from you in the comments about when you like to watercolor or what you like to watercolor. Is there a certain time of day that you find yourself having time to paint or doodle? And are there certain things you like to paint? Or any questions or things that you would want me to look into to show you. I find I paint in the morning mostly, or in the evening. In the morning maybe just a little bit as I start my day, and then in the evening it's a nice way to unwind. We're still waiting for those dots to dry. But yeah, they're about ready. Whoops, I'm getting out of the frame again, sorry. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Let's add the next layers. I think I'm gonna go with the cranberry color. And then on this one, looks like I could use some pink. Oops, too much pigment. And this one, maybe I'll do the orange again. Well, way too much pigment. There. Well, that kind of gives you the idea of what glazing is. The key is to make sure the layers are dry before you add more, to use a really thin consistency of paint, and also to use colors that are next to each other in the color wheel work best. So I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun painting with you and doodling, and I look forward to painting again with you soon. Have a great day.